Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We have a ton of content coming out for you guys every single week. We don't want you to miss a thing. Our usual shout out of appreciation to our patrons. All those tips and support are highly appreciated. It's only going to go towards making the channel better. We're hoping to add a lot more games to the channel, such as roulette, video keno, video poker, carnival games, things along those lines. We just want to do it right, which is going to be very expensive, so it's going to take some time. You could help us out if you wanted to. If not, no big deal. We appreciate you guys just tuning in, but if you're curious about it, go ahead and check the description down below this video on the patronage. And for our patrons, we do hope you are appreciating those patron-only exclusive videos we're putting out for you guys every single week. If you have anything you'd like to see, just email us on the site. We're more than happy to film it for you. As for the rest of you, please continue tuning in. We have, like I said, a ton of content coming out. And if you have any suggestions, questions, strategies, anything related to craps, baccarat, blackjack, pai gow, casinos, Vegas in general, just go ahead and shoot us an email at sincityliving@gmail.com. We absolutely love to shoot these videos for you guys. It is our favorite thing to do. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into today's video. So for today's video, we are going to be going over low bankroll strategies. What are some of the strategies you can play if you have a low bankroll? Now, what is considered a low bankroll? That's going to be up to individual perceptions, but I'm going to say a bankroll of approximately $500. If you have a bankroll of approximately $500, you're probably on a $10 or $15 table, maybe a $25 table. But I'm going to do this as if it were a $10 table, just to demonstrate some of the strategies that you could use for a low bankroll, and kind of what you're looking for. What is the idea behind strategies based around a low bankroll? So when you've got a lower bankroll, around $500, if you want to play for a long time, you're probably not looking at doing, say, the power press method or possibly even the mid press method, because both of those methods require fairly long rolls, especially the power press method. If you don't get long rolls, you lose every single time. If you get the medium rolls, at least with the mid press method, you may make back some of your money, but you're not going to make it all back until you get to a decent roll. So we're looking at the smaller rolls. Now, the first one that I would suggest would be the 6 and 8 elevate, and just look for the video on that strategy if you want to see it a little bit deeper. But it's at its core element, it's a $30 6 and a $30 8, and all you need to do is hit it one time, and then you throw in $1, and you go to 96 across including. So you could play this on a $15 table as well. Obviously you can tweak it for a $10, $25 table, whatever you want to do, but this is very, very basic. It's not a super heavy buy-in. This is going to be a little bit higher of a buy-in for a $500 bankroll than normal, because most people look at having their strategies upfront cost be enough in their bankroll to be able to get 10 shooters worth. With this strategy, you're going to get about 8 shooters worth. But still, it's pretty close, so it's not a bad strategy. And what I like about this strategy is not so much a strategy as an opening move. This is basically, the 6 and 8 elevate is an opening move. Once you accomplish your opening move, then you can, once you're across, then you can go into your strategy. Whatever your strategy may be, it's up to you. You can play it however you choose at that point. There's multiple ways. If you're a regression player, if you're a hedge player, if you're a mid-press player, a power press player, whatever kind of strategy you have, that's the beauty of the 6 and 8 elevate, is once you elevate it to the point where you can do anything you want. So basically you only need the 6 or the 8 to hit one time, and now you get to choose how you want to play. So I do consider that one of the beautiful parts of the 6 and 8 elevate is it's less of a strategy and more of an opening move. So if you're a chess player, just think of it that way. It's your opening move. It's your first set of moves, and then from there do whatever you wish. Now, another strategy is the very standard 54 across if you're on a $10 table. Right? Now, this particular strategy, if you look at it now, this is almost ideal. This is almost perfect for the $500 bankroll, because it's roughly $540 would get you 10 shooters worth. Now, with this, again, this part right here is your opening move. It's your opening move, and now you get to pick the strategy that you want to use with it. If you want to be super conservative and try and stretch out your money, then you just do same bets. You do same bet, same bet, same bet, same bet. And once you have hit, say, 4 numbers, then you can start pressing a little bit, because at that point you're pretty close to even. So, and maybe you're entering a good roll. So you might as well start pressing a little bit because you're already pretty close to even, or you're even. And at that point you keep going. Another option with this, you press 1 unit at a time, at least until you get up to the green. Once you're at the green, you're probably in the positive again, so you might as well start pressing a little bit more. Maybe go for a mid-press method or power press method. Or I do see people that will, at the very beginning, press themselves up to a green as fast as possible and then stop. They want to go from 54 across to 135 across, and then they same bet constantly. Just same bet, because you're getting paid $35 or more, $35 to $50 every single roll. So now at least you're getting paid a green every time something hits. That's pretty solid. That's pretty nice. So again, the 54 across, you get to do whatever you want. It's entirely up to you. You are in charge. You have the power to do whatever you wish to do. And this is, of course, assuming you have a pass line bet. If you don't have a pass line bet, then just do 64 across. Just add in the point. If you're on a $15 table, then you can always just do 81 across or 96 across. But if you're on a $15 table, you may not have a $500 bankroll. You might be looking at an $800 to $1,000 bankroll, at which point that would be considered a low bankroll on a $15 minimum bet table. Or a $25 minimum bet table. $1,000 buy-in is definitely going to be in the low bankroll. It's not a micro bankroll, but it's a lower bankroll. Again, if you're only looking at 8 to 10 shooters, and you're looking at fairly small initial bets, that's a low bankroll. What else can you do? Well, you can, of course, do the iron cross. Problem with the iron cross is your initial buy-in is, in order to do it properly, your initial outlay is $61. This is actually higher than the 54 cross. Definitely higher than even, and almost comparable to the 64 across including. And again, this is, to my mind, not the most ideal strategy. This is a good strategy. There is nothing wrong with the iron cross. It is about as fundamentally solid a strategy as you're going to find. But if you've seen our other video on alternatives to the iron cross and why this particular strategy versus the alternative is not as good, when you can just have a couple dollars more on your initial outlay, get paid on pretty much the same numbers, only get paid more. It just makes more sense. And of the strategies, this one again is one of the more expensive ones to go into, and this is not an opening move. This is your actual strategy. Okay. Can you play with the strategy some? Absolutely. Some people will use the field to start placing the other points, or use it to press. Some people will press 1 unit on these 3 numbers and then reload the field. Again, entirely up to you on what you want to do, but at its core, this is the basic strategy of the iron cross. It is a full-blown strategy in and of itself. You can also go for something in the mid-range. You could do 51 inside if the point were a 9. Now, it would be a little bit more expensive if the point were a 4 or a 10. At this point, you're looking at 66 inside. But again, that's pretty darn close to 64 cross or the $61 investment of an iron cross. So you could do 66 inside, or you could just do 44 inside. Do 44 inside if you're on a $10 table. Right here, you could, of course, do 34 inside. It's a much lower buy-in. Gets you a large number of the potential combinations of the dice. And again, this is a good opening move. This is going to let you decide what you want to do. You can pick your strategy from this. Use it to expand out. Press 1 unit. Power press it. Mid press it. Same bet every single roll. Sister press. Up to you. You have control. You have the power. This, again, is more of an opening move than a strategy in and of itself. Unless you're just same betting every single time, in which case then it's your strategy. It's just to play the inside numbers. If you want to get paid just a little bit more when things hit, you do the outside. Say 30 outside. 4 and 10 obviously pay you a lot more than the inside numbers do, so you're really hoping for some 4s and 10s, and then you use it to get your other numbers. Oftentimes when I see this strategy, when I see people play the outside, even if it's 40 outside or 30 outside, they typically, when a number hits, they immediately place the 6. So 5 hits, they'll say, give me a $12 6. They collect $2. 10 hits, give me a $12 8. Collect $7. Then after that, it's collect, press. Again, opening move, up to you. You could also use either one. If the number happens to be one of these numbers, maybe you go ahead and go for an outside, especially if the number happens to be a 4 or 10. Maybe you don't want to have the full investment on the inside, so you just do outside because it's a little bit less of an investment. But if the number were one of the inside numbers, so you do 32 or 34 inside. Again, entirely up to you. Whatever you want to do with it, you have the power. So I hope you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, or at least amusing. Thank you guys very much for watching. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching again. Bye now.